Hello and welcome back to the Maccadam's Comlink. I'm Oshi,
Hi, I'm Silas.
and today we are going to be covering Transformers Prime Season 1, Episode 13, Sick Mind. This is definitely an interesting episode. I was excited when I found out this is what we were covering.
I thought the last one was devastating. This one hurt for different reasons, I think.
Oh yeah. This episode aired April 30th of 2011 with a rating of 7.9 out of 10, and I think that it deserves that. It's a good episode.
It really is. I agree.
I think it deserves more, but honestly, that's
I feel like yeah.
like at least an 8.
Yeah, like why
Pretty
a
good.
7.9 and not just a full 8? What's the logic?
Who knows? The episode description says Optimus is infected by a deadly cybonic plague. Then, when RC and Bumblebee go searching for the cure, they make a shocking discovery. This shocking discovery is, you'll find out. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, this episode starts out weird. Ratchet just goes, Optimus, I found the Decepticon warship. And everyone goes, what the fuck? How did you do that?
How'd you do that?
And he admits, I don't know, I was messing with shit and then it popped up. Like, he doesn't even know.
Fuck around and find out, I guess.
Fuck around and find out where your enemies are hiding.
Exactly. Just don't fuck around in a bad way and get yourself killed.
Exactly. It's just,
Like that's something he would do.
this is probably.
Unintentionally.
Obviously.
But
He's not looking to get killed, but it happened. Not that he
right,
dies, but he, almost
it does
dies.
happen. Oh, what?
Everyone almost dies. It's war. It's,
Okay, that's true. That's true.
This
I,
is
you
a war
know,
franchise.
it's bedtime. It is bedtime for me right now.
So everyone agrees that, something probably went wrong if we can find where they are. Which means it's the perfect time to fuck shit up.
As one does when fighting a war.
As one does. However, at the same time, there pops up an Autobot distress beacon.
Yippee.
And Optimus says, we need to deal with that first. This is more important.
Yeah. Our allies could be hurt.
Our allies could be hurt.
That was my impression of Optimus.
But yeah, we might regret this decision, but we'll get to that.
Uh-huh.
Optimus and Ratchet ground bridge to a ship crashed in the desert. And it turns out it's been here a long fucking time. And of course it has to be in the middle of the desert, so no one finds it.
Right, because who's gonna go wandering in the middle of the desert?
Apparently, people in Arizona. Because it's desert everywhere.
Yeah, you guys are weird.
It's so hot here. I don't want to do this.
Oh my god. It's so hot here too, and it's humid as hell here. Okay, so you've been in my house. You know my room is the attic, right?
Yeah.
And we redid it a couple years ago and put in new insulation and everything. So you'd think with my air conditioner it would be cool, right? No.
You'd think. No.
It's 90 degrees up there with my air conditioner running at full blast.
It is currently 101 degrees.
It's bad.
And that is the coolest it has been for several days.
Ugh. Yeah, that's bad.
I hate it. I'd rather deal with humidity than over 100-degree heat. And no one believes me when I say that. And I've experienced both. So, Optimus and Ratchet go up to the ship, and I have to wonder, is Ratchet's welder powerful enough to carve a hole through that hull, which has to be at least a couple feet thick? Or did they bring another tool with them?
I mean, it's been there for a long time, right? So the metal should be somewhat deteriorated, at least on the outside. So, maybe it's not too bad. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe his welder is just that fucking good. I don't know how hot those things
At
get.
that point, again, like we go back a couple episodes where he was using a frame welder. I'm like, you have a welder in your hand. If it's powerful enough to do this, what's the point of using another welder that you have to hold?
I don't know. Maybe he's a little dumb sometimes. Oh, they're all a little,
Yeah, just a little.
just a little bit.
Ratchet at some point says there might be survivors. I don't know about that, Ratchet. I don't know about that.
I feel like you would have heard something if
Yeah,
there were survivors.
like
Is that ship's been there for a while?
yeah, you might have heard like, I don't know, whispering. Someone might have thrown something at you because you broke into their ship. Like something.
Like, you know, exactly. Signs of life anywhere.
Anything.
Griffey, don't you dare start barking.
Every time they walk through this ship, every once in a while, the ship just goes wobble, wobble, wobble.
It's well, because it's like kind of on unstable ground and also half buried in sand. So I don't know how, like, are they really that heavy to be able to move it? But it makes sense. But it's also really funny.
Yeah. It just is a testament to this thing is falling apart.
Like, maybe you guys should get out of there, actually.
Oh, they should have gotten out of there as soon as it started wobbling, honestly. But that's me.
No, I agree with you. They should have. Like, I get it. Like, you gotta explore, make sure nothing bad is happening, but also not your responsibility. Maybe leave.
Maybe go home.
Yeah, maybe go home, hang out with your husband and your children.
Go do something. Don't put your life in danger.
Right. No, they love putting their lives in it.
They do. They're walking through, and it's giving exploring abandoned slash haunted places on YouTube. Just
It really
sneaking
is.
around, getting into places that you're not really supposed to. Flashlights, everything's unstable. You're finding
Mhm.
unsettling things like dead people.
You're just like hanging out. No, good times, good times.
Good times. I guess all these dead guys are just clones of the same guy, I guess. I know it's a
That really is.
budgeting thing, but it's a little funny.
It was funny. All of the same design, same colors. It's like, wow, they just copy and pasted a guy.
Just copy and pasted that guy.
Like stock photos, but if they use the same person.
This is true. I just nurse instincts immediately kick in. I have to know why these guys died. Just scanning this random dead body, which turns out to be important because, as it turns out, everyone is sick on this ship. They're dead, but they got sick.
Right. Like,
It's a plague ship, and it's awful, and I hate it, and it's creepy, and it's evil, and ew.
also, like, how does the virus survive? Because you'd think it's been there a while, right? So you'd think, over time it would die out. I mean, I don't know how viruses work, but I feel like it wouldn't be able to survive in a dead host for that long.
It would not, because okay, I did actually do some research for this because
Our
I was like,
virus
there's
is a
no
lot.
way that that's how that works. The genome of the virus can be found in a body a few years after it's died, but that doesn't mean that it's infectious. It means that you found the genome. Like,
Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I understand what you just said to me.
uh, found blueprints for virus existence.
Yay. A virus isn't transmittable.
No, it shouldn't be. I think they're just like very much stretching the truth, and also, who knows? It's robotic and
Exactly.
organisms. They are technically organic and technically robots, so who knows? Magic.
Anything goes. They can just make shit up.
Anything goes. Just make shit up. My next note says, "Don't move closer to the infected people, Optimus. This should be common sense." He goes to take a step, and Ratchet has to tell him, "Don't touch anything."
Like, people who died from evil, scary virus, maybe don't touch the dead bodies. I feel like you're gonna contract the evil, scary virus. Medical professionals wear gloves for a reason.
They do, and they wash their hands for a reason, even though people were trying to fight that for so long, for some stupid reason. Unfortunately, the ship goes wobble 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 again. Again, why did you stay this long?
I guess, curiosity and the cat.
Yeah, I guess. Optimus looks up. There's a body on the ceiling. No idea why.
Yeah, how does
Uh,
that get up there?
who knows? Crash landings are weird. Maybe he just got stuck up there.
Hung himself, maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? As he's looking up, this guy's energon drops into his eye. Drops into Optimus's eye, I should say.
Gross.
Oh, spaghetti-o. This is not good.
And also really disgusting. You just got blood in your eye. Ew.
Yeah, that is nasty. And Ratchet is not emotionally prepared to deal with this shit again, because he was a medic during the war, which means he's seen this happen over and over and over again.
All his friends are dead. Except for the ones he has
Yeah.
left. Poor guy.
There's a reason there's no one else really Ratchet's age in this at this point in the aligned continuity.
Poor guy.
Back at base, the imagery of the virus on Optimus's eye is really creepy and it really works. You can see like the energon veins in and around the area. It's like what would happen to a human if they got paler. There's rust around his eye and his eyes are glitching. Like it's very good at setting the idea of, oh, this is bad. Oh dear.
It's very bad. I thought it looked cool as hell.
It does. It turns out this virus is called Cybonic Plague, which is a very original name and concept. No one's ever come up with this before.
No, not at all. No, and if they're walking
I'm
around
sorry,
it.
I can only think of the Trump impersonators anymore.
Oh, I just thought of
Think of the
plague
Trump
doctors.
impersonators.
I don't know what impersonation you're talking about.
There are people in TikTok who do these videos of like, this is what I think what Trump sounds like to me, and it's like, no one's ever done this before. That's all I can think about.
I mean, okay. Reasons why I don't have TikTok.
This is fair.
Also, fuck Trump.
Oh, fuck Trump, dude. I have a question.
Go for it.
Does Miko think that viruses can just live on a ship for several centuries, just on surfaces?
I don't know. I don't know what she thinks.
Because she says, what was a plague doing on the ship? And RC has to tell her that the bots themselves were infected. Like, Miko, you're not going to catch a cold because someone with a cold touched the doorknob 5 years ago. Like, that's not how anything works.
To be fair to Miko, they're constantly just not in school. So, like, are we supposed to assume all of these interactions take place in the evening or on the weekends? Like, where do their parents think these kids are?
The assumption is they're after school and on weekends because the bots always pick them up from school.
Right.
So this is the assumption that we have,
Okay. I just,
even if it's a little far-fetched.
not how that works. But it's okay, because it's just a show.
It's okay because it's just a show. We find out that the Decepticons have committed a war crime.
Yay, war crime.
Shocker. Yay, biowarfare.
I love that.
And I want to get into what is one of the weirdest things that has ever been said. Ratchet says that Megatron engineered the virus. And this makes no fucking sense.
Right, because Megatron's like not a biochemist, I assume.
No, Megatron was a gladiator for most of his life. So the way that the hierarchy of Transformers went before all the war is he was in, I think you would call it like labor, like,
Indentured servitude.
yes, that. Thank you.
Okay,
Indentured
great.
servitude. He somehow got into the gladiator ring.
We love that for him.
So when would he have learned about viruses and how to create them? Because he went from indentured servant to gladiator to politician. In what span of time did you think, oh, let me just learn about biochemistry in case I want to commit a war crime? Like,
I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe he made somebody else do it for him and then just killed that guy and took the credit for it. I mean, that's a thing that warlords do.
it does. I would like to present a theory from another Transformers podcast. They do not post anymore, sadly, but More Than Meets the Pod had a theory that Megatron's head scientist, who will remain unnamed for the time being for the sake of plot, gave Megatron some sort of version of Plague Inc. Do you know what this is?
Nope.
It's a game where you essentially make a virus and try to infect the entire world.
Oh.
It's like a computer game. You pick like symptoms and all this, and as it spreads, you can add more symptoms, all this and the other. So the theory that these two presented, their names are Kit and Harper from More Than Meets the Pod. You should definitely listen to them. They're part of the reason why this show exists. They said that the head scientist gave Megatron a version of this game, and then the scientist just made it based off of whatever Megatron did in that video game. And I think
That's
that's
hilarious.
hilarious. It's so good. It makes no
That is very.
sense, but I believe that that's what happened in my heart of hearts.
I mean, if Megatron seems kind of like a big baby, you know, not in the way that Starscream is, but in like a,
He's a little dumb.
I don't know.
He's a little thick-headed.
It just, yeah, just a little bit stupid. And so, you know, game make man happy. Give him game, he be happy.
He's like
Especially a game where he can kill everyone.
exactly. He's like an evil stoic the vast. He's powerful, but he don't got much going on up there.
Yes. I don't know. I don't think Stoic was that.
He's not that dumb, but also Megatron is not that dumb. It's just there are certain things that they don't understand.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your comparisons. I was being too mean.
I mean, he is a warlord, so that's fair. The other thing about this virus, it's incredibly fast acting. There's no specification of how long it's been since Optimus got the energy in his eye and where the next cutscene is. It's assumedly either the same day or within a few days, and Optimus is already on death's front door at that point.
Yeah, he's not doing so well.
No, he is not. And Raph asks if they have a cure, and this is one of the like most heartbreaking moments. Optimus wanting so badly to respond to Raph, to give him the answers he wants, turns and says no cure with all of the strength he has left, which to be fair is like none. And it is so sad
It's
just wanting to tell Raph what he wants to know.
It's pathetic. Like pathetic in a hot way, if that makes sense. Not in like a, oh, you're a pathetic dumb idiot and you're the worst person ever. I just
I know
Like,
what you mean.
pathetic in a
I know
sad
what you
way.
mean. Yeah.
Dramatically pathetic.
Dramatically pathetic.
Pathetic in a baby girl way, and not in a please actually kill
Yeah.
yourself way.
Ratchet responds by saying, "Please, Optimus, save your strength." Because, like, this is sad. And Optimus was saving his strength. He was saving his strength so he could answer Raph, because Raph needs to be answered.
Yeah, it was important to him. It was important to him.
It was. But Jack brings up a good point. Would Megatron actually create a virus without an antidote? Because why make a deadly virus if you can't cure yourself when you catch it?
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes
That's actually, for once, asking the smart boy questions.
right. We're graduating. If we're graduating to 2 brain cells, Jack, good job.
Yay.
Yay.
Briefly stole Miko's and Raps.
Just briefly. And Bulkhead responds by saying, "It's not like we can ask him." I love that they have their own version of pushing up daisies. He says pushing up lug nuts. That's
It's
funny.
funny and also just completely nonsensical.
I mean, it's funny because if you think about, let's think about this. If a person gives another person daisies as a romantic gesture, would a transformer hand a transformer a bucket of lug nuts?
I feel like
Or is that weird?
it depends. It depends on the person. Like, Ratchet might enjoy that, but someone like RC would be like, "Why the fuck did you just give this to me? This is useless."
What the fuck is it?
I don't know. What would be considered pretty to the Transformers?
Ooh. I'm gonna let me. What would you get? I guess they could just give each other food, like just give each other energon cubes. Like, hello, I want you to survive. Like,
Maybe. Or have you seen like the thing where people make like either they weld stuff together or they make like flowers out of wire?
that would also probably
I
be.
think they would like that.
Yeah, that would probably.
Like welded flowers.
They also do have their own version of alcohol, so like that would also probably be a gift in general.
Feel.
But since they can't ask Megatron, they might, however, be able to find it in the Decepticon database since they still have the coordinates for the ship.
Right.
So RC and Bumblebee are gonna go do that, which makes sense for stealth reasons. Bulkhead, this is not your strong suit. Stay here.
Yeah.
One of the next saddest quotes, RC, quickly. Like, Optimus is going to die in the next couple of hours.
Like Buddy Boy has very little time.
Very little time left. We get a little knockout cameo when we get onto the ship. Hooray.
Yippee.
And they start looking. Back at base, Optimus, even when he is literally dying, only cares if Ratchet got infected. And he looks so relieved as soon as Ratchet tells him that he wasn't. Meanwhile, Ratchet looks so guilty beyond all reason.
Literally, because the type of stuff that I watch is like devastating, right? So I immediately saw that Ratchet was lying to him
Yes.
and had gotten infected.
You really do just watch things that make you sad on purpose.
I do. I can't really explain it. It makes me feel alive. Not in like a creepy sadist way, but in like a yes, I'm allowed to feel sad about something way.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Trauma. I was not allowed to feel my emotions as a child.
So now I'm going to feel all of them. Fuck you.
So now I will feel all of them, and I will cry about it like a real man.
Hooray! RC cannot find anything in the database. Ratchet tells her to look again, because this is kind of serious. And he says, "Did you use a redundant quantum algorithm? I'm not gonna pretend like I understood what that meant. I'm gonna move on to RC's response, which is, don't tell me how to research. RC, I think the doctor is probably the most qualified to tell you how to research.
I think that honor goes to
Just saying.
Raph, but yeah, yeah.
This is true.
Maybe he's a little bit better than you, or even like B. B is a scout, so like espionage and shit.
Right.
The RC is just a soldier, right?
As far as I know, yes. I don't know what she was before the war, so as far as I know, she is a warrior, and who knows. Um, but during this whole interaction, B has found Megatron, who is, dun dun dun, alive.
Sorta.
Sorta.
Depends on your definition.
This is true. Technically alive. The camera has like those dramatic boom moments as it zooms in on Megatron and then just stops there for a second as we watch the like manual breathing of the machines. It's really weird and it's funny.
It was so funny to me, to be honest. It's like, ah, yes, he's breathing.
Just doom, doom, doom. Breathe. Ratchet once again has proven that he hates Megatron more than any other bot I know.
As he should.
Absolutely despises him, and as she should, exactly. But then Optimus hears this, just hears and says, Megatron? I hate that one of Optimus's last memories could have been Megatron still being alive. That would suck so bad.
Poor guy would just be like, no, my work isn't finished. Not that he really wants Megatron to die, but like, they're safer if he's dead, right?
No. They're safer if he's dead. He just doesn't want to kill him.
Which is fair. I mean, his ex-husband, and he doesn't resent him, so.
Meanwhile, Megatron resents everything.
Megatron, he needs to go to therapy.
Everyone needs to go to therapy in this show.
That is true.
And RC tells everyone, I'm about to finish this guy. To which Ratchet says, don't! What the fuck? Why? Is he conscious? Unfortunately, yes. Perfect. Again, what the fuck? Why? This whole interaction of, why should I save the tyrant? I don't want to save the tyrant.
We should actually kill the tyrant.
I should kill the
No,
tyrant.
the French did some stuff, right?
The French does some stuff, right? And Ratchet mentions that we might be able to find the information inside Megatron's brain. To which RC says, I'm going to read this verbatim. Enter Megatron's brain? Ratchet, are you out of your fraggin' mind?
Yes, Ratchet is in fact out of his fragging mind.
Exactly.
This was the last show I expected to have, like, psychic links and shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff to come up. This is one of them. But unfortunately, this is the only way to save Optimus. And RC says, have you even done this before? And Ratchet just straight up goes, honestly, no. But I've read it about it a lot, especially the part where it's illegal. Did you know that this is illegal? Isn't that great?
This is a war crime, actually. We're committing a war crime. Yay!
Hooray.
Actually, I think it's just a straight up crime, not even a war crime. But probably both.
I have
to
no
be
idea.
honest.
I don't think the Geneva Convention had anything to say about entering the mind of your enemy while they're in a coma.
I feel like it's probably somewhere in there. Not in those words directly, but like
Somewhere.
psychological torture has got to be in there.
I guess that kind of, yeah,
I mean, like, who knows what you can do to someone in their mind?
who knows? Darcy wants to bring Megatron back to base to buy them more time, but Ratchet is having none of it. He says, I'm going to say this again as a quote because it is one of the most, like, emotional things I've ever heard from this show. Time is one thing that Optimus does not have. One of you must try this. I will not allow Optimus to pass, knowing that Megatron will outlive him.
Listen, I'm a sucker for a
Fair
man
enough.
getting angry on his boyfriend's behalf. Especially if said boyfriend is on their deathbed.
Extremely specific. This sounds like you've heard this before.
There's things in my mind. None of them are really canon, but
Fair enough.
there's things in my mind. It's just the scenarios in my head. I promise I'm not crazy.
You're fine. Arcee admits that she would die for Optimus anytime, but there are fates worse than death.
I mean, yeah.
But B is willing to do anything for this guy who has kind of half adopted him.
Getting your mind possibly permanently separated from your body is terrifying as fuck. I'd call that a fate
Oh,
worse
yeah,
than death.
absolutely. However, B is willing to do anything for this random guy who decided, you know what? You come with me.
He's like, you are my dad. You're my dad. Woogie woogie.
Exactly. Raph is extremely worried about Bumblebee, but Bulkhead assures him that B is the best scout.
He'll be fine. He'll be okay.
He'll be fine.
This is his job. He's never done it before, but it's alright.
It's fine. It wouldn't be the first time he's gone into enemy territory.
Right. Nothing ever goes wrong ever.
Never. Once again, the three kids are like siblings because they immediately go to comfort Raph when he's scared, and it's adorable.
It is very cute.
And back on the Nemesis, Starscream is screaming at everyone. Why have you not fixed the problem?
Or like average Decepticon guy is just like, we're trying, sir. Try faster.
He tried faster, and Bro gets slapped across the face for trying to explain. It's not good to perpetuate the cycle of violence, Starscream. Starscream describes exactly how the Autobots found the Nemesis, and then tells them to fix it before that happens. A little too late for that, bud, but, good effort, I guess.
They're kind of already in there, but, nice try.
Nice try.
You tried.
You tried. And in comes Knockout, announcing Doctor in the house.
I always forget he's a medic.
Because he acts like a psychopath.
Maybe he is a psychopath.
Yeah.
At least until his boyfriend dies. I'm not supposed to know about that, but I know about that.
Accidents happen. Starscream starts assuming that Megatron is nothing but scrap. And Knockout corrects him, only to be shut down immediately because Starscream does not want Soundwave to hear that there's a chance that Megatron could get back up.
No, Starscream wants Megatron gone. Poor Soundwave is just loyal. And, is getting shit for it.
I'm trying to be a loyal bitch, and you guys are messing that up.
Using the word bitch is so accurate, both in a dog sense and in a pathetic woman sense. Not that bitch is gendered, but...
In the way that it's used in society, yes.
Right. Like, I mean, who knew Soundwave would be into pup play? But, that's great for him.
Oh, gosh.
You better keep that. That's gold.
I will, don't worry. The two of them refer to Soundwave as the eyes and ears of the Decepticons.
Accurate.
Accurate. And shocker, Starscream wants to lead. And Knockout wants to be his second in command.
Naturally. Who wouldn't?
Many people. Starscream is willing to give Knockout this post. He convinces Soundwave to pull the plug on Megatron's life support. I'm pretty sure this is medical malpractice, but hey, whatever.
It is. It very much is.
And here comes one of the weirdest quotes from this show. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. And it's that quote is said with a close-up of Starscream's face, and I don't like it.
Have you never heard that phrase before?
I have. I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's it's kind of bad, but it's funny. Can they get itchy? Is that a thing? Like they don't have skin. Interesting.
They can get itchy. They do have that problem. Back with RC and Bumblebee, RC sets up the cortical psychic patch, which is essentially just a cord that you plug into both people's brains, and then you can go inside their brain. Yippee! The inside of Megatron's mind is apparently inside of a volcano, from what it looks like. I don't know why, but
You know,
okay.
maybe he likes it in there. Maybe it's just a fun little place for him.
Maybe. Or he's surrounded himself with a giant smelting pit for his enemies, which would also be on brand.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of an evil villain guy. That's typically what they do.
Yeah. And everyone back at base can see and hear everything that Bumblebee does, and I think this is a great cover for possible confusion as well as plot holes. When everyone asks, where is that? Where is this place that Bumblebee is walking through? Raph translates B saying that it looks like Kaon. But somehow Raph knows that Kaon was the Decepticon capital back on Cybertron. And I'd like to think that Ratchet and Raph are exchanging history lessons with one another.
That would be really funny, and also a good funny happy times for when the times aren't good and funny and happy.
Exactly. Bulkhead tries to update Ratchet on Optimus's condition, but I have a feeling Ratchet has seen this. Bulkhead tries to update Ratchet on Optimus's condition, but I'm pretty sure that Ratchet has seen his fair share of this virus. He does not need to be updated. He knows exactly how terrible everything is going.
Oh yeah, he knows in detail how much suffering that Optimus is dealing with right now.
Exactly.
Poor guy.
Bumblebee sees an Optimus inside of Megatron's mind and immediately runs towards it.
Hey, my dad!
Yay, my dad! Ratchet reminds him that that's not Optimus. Ratchet, I think he knows. It's just a little shocking to see him inside Megatron's mind.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that Bumblebee is aware that that is not Optimus, because Optimus is back at base.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows, really?
As it turns out, Megatron is busy writing fan fiction about him and Optimus while he's in his coma, specifically about him murdering Optimus all the fucking time.
Who doesn't write fan fiction in their head about murdering their enemies?
I mean, fair enough, I guess.
Fun, you should try it.
Megatron then, quote unquote, kills the Optimus that was there. And he just dusts away like he's a monster, and Percy Jackson just
poof.
poof.
Sometimes you just gotta poof away,
Sometimes you just gotta poof away.
Right.
Shit gets too real. Bumblebee is understandably shaken up by what he just saw. And then the rock he was hiding behind becomes another Optimus, and the same thing happens again.
Oh no, my dad!
Megatron kills the Optimus, it dusts away, yada yada.
Poor guy just has to watch his dad die over and over again. That's sick.
That is sick. And the second one, Megatron goes to shoot the Optimus, and for some fucking reason, Bumblebee decides, I'm gonna jump in front of the shot.
So he doesn't have to watch his dad get shot again.
I guess, but this was a bad plan.
This was a very, very bad plan.
I don't know if you noticed this, but Megatron cracked his neck. And it was made, instead of like a cracking noise, it was creaking noises. And that was funny.
I did not notice, but that is very funny.
Megatron tries to kill Bumblebee, but he can't hurt him because he is not a figment of Megatron's imagination. So it's just His sword is just going through Bumblebee like he's made of water. It's really funny.
Was very funny.
Yes.
Especially like the liquid distortion.
Megatron goes through all of the possibilities that would make B unable to be killed. And he mentions 3 options. He says, "You are not wearing phase shifting armor." Alright, fair enough. You can see that he is not wearing that. "Your eyes track my movements, so you're not a hologram." Do you have a lot of experience with holograms? I assume that would be more common on Cybertron, but like,
Oh,
okay, holograms. Sure.
maybe, I guess. Could make sense.
Also, does that mean that people have tried to pretend to be holograms? 'Cause that's funny.
That is very funny. You know, I guess I can't really say I'm surprised. People pretend to do a lot of weird stuff sometimes.
This is true. And the last thing he says is, "I do not believe in spirits." Really? Of all things, you don't believe in spirits? It's also the wrong choice in this franchise. There are spirits fucking everywhere.
Oh, really? That's fun.
Usually more in the comics, but in a later show that is a continuity of this show, like, Optimus is being coached by, like, a ton of ghosts.
Like like the ancestors or just some random ghost people?
Like, the primes before him.
Oh, so both, kinda.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
While he's interrogating B, another Optimus shows up with a second Bumblebee and Bulkhead.
Oh, yay, side characters.
Yeah, Miko says, "Uh-oh, special guest stars." Yeah, this might cause a few issues.
Yeah, just a couple. You know, nothing major or anything.
No, nothing major. Bumblebee then goes, I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna go over here. You're scary."
I'm a little bit scared of you. I think you're gonna hurt me. Which fair, he did try to hurt him.
You did just try to stab me like a million times, so like.
Yeah, I'm gonna run from you actually.
He then immediately goes to wave at himself, which is hilarious and adorable.
That that was really cute. It's like, oh, he's just waving at himself.
It's
The
me!
other me that's not real.
The other me that's not real. Megatron proceeds to shoot all of them, and he says, "You are real. They were not." And unfortunately, Megatron is too smart for his own good, because he figures out what's going on immediately.
Which is not good. You should not break him out of his delusional coma. He'll try and kill you again.
Exactly. Don't
Not that he
break.
ever really stopped trying to kill you, but
This is true. He then goes, "Hang on. If this is my mind, then what the hell are you doing here?
you don't belong in my dream fantasy of
What are you
killing my
looking
ex-husband.
for?" What are you doing? And unfortunately, things just get more complicated because Starscream, Knockout, and Soundwave have entered the lab.
Not good. Very, very not good.
Very, very not good. And Knockout gives the speech that Starscream wants, as telling Soundwave that it would be merciful to kill Megatron at this point. And Soundwave points out the brainwave activity, but Knockout explains that it's not proof of consciousness. He's just kind of dreaming for forever.
Endless dream.
He's dreaming about killing his ex-husband,
This one does.
as one does. And they're trying to convince Soundwave to cut him off life support. This is a problem, because that means that B would become lost forever. We don't want that.
Oh, we do not.
Jack is once again pointing out the obvious that no one needed a reminder of, which is that we could lose Bumblebee and Optimus. Thanks for the optimistic view, Jack. Really, really going well.
Love that, Jack. Thank you for making us despair even further. We were all thinking it. Nobody needed to say it.
No one needed to say it. Back in Megatron's mind, he wants to know what happened to him. And he's staring into Bumblebee's eyes, and Bumblebee's eyes remind him of the space bridge. And that's where everything starts coming back to him.
Like, oh yeah, I died. Well, more like he was blown up.
Oh yeah, I almost died. He says, if you're in my head, then I'm not dead. And he's asking Bumblebee if he still functions. And it's like, not really.
Sorta. You're just kind of there.
You're just kind of there. And Ratchet tells Bumblebee that we are out of time. You need to ask him for the formula. Like, get your shit together.
Do what you were sent there to do and get the hell out.
Exactly. He tells Megatron that someone has contracted the Cybonic Plague. And for a second, Megatron looks concerned, which is really weird. Like, oh my goodness, someone's unwell? How terrible. Until he finds out that it's Optimus, and then he starts laughing. He finds it hilarious that after all their battles, a sickness is what takes him out.
Which, I mean, to be fair, it is kind of funny.
It is.
After all this time he spent fighting to survive, and a fucking illness takes him out.
Right.
Hilarious.
It would be like doing extreme sports for your whole life and then dying of a bad nosebleed. Like, it's a little sad.
It's a little funny.
A little funny. Megatron asks Bumblebee, why would I save my mortal enemy? And to prove his point further, he shoots another fake Optimus.
We love killing fake versions of our ex-husband.
It seems to be a common theme with a lot of villains. If I can't kill the real one, I'll just kill the fake ones.
I mean, fair.
Anger management.
Better than killing people, I guess.
Better than killing people. And Bumblebee points out that if you don't save him, you're not going to be able to kill Optimus. And Megatron goes, but I do. Like, all the time. Whenever I want to. Bumblebee goes, not the real one, though.
I mean, if you can't kill the real one, what's the point in killing any of them?
Exactly, what's the point? Miko is loving this side of Bumblebee. She's like, oh, heck yeah. Metal.
Metal! I knew there was some freaky shit in there somewhere. That sounded weird. I wasn't intending that to sound weird.
I know, you're fine. Back with Starscream, he says, Soundwave, do I take your silence to mean whatever? And it's like, dude, he took a vow of silence. His silence means everything.
He literally doesn't talk.
He says, speak now or forever hold your peace, which is interesting because we're not marrying people, we're about to kill someone.
Yeah. Also, he doesn't fucking talk.
Doesn't fucking talk. And Starscream is about to kill Megatron when Soundwave points out the cord leading from Megatron to a random vent.
Like, what's this shit over here?
Now, what's this shit? And Megatron admits that he wants to watch Optimus die and shows Bumblebee the formula for the cure. But when Bee tries to grab it, Megatron goes, you gotta help me first. How am I supposed to kill Optimus like this? You can have the formula when I am back on my feet.
Like, actually make sure I don't die, and then I'll give you what you want.
Right.
Usual trade.
Artist note of the episode, Bumblebee's character acting is so incredible. He is so expressive without words. It's like Wallace and Gromit, but robots. It's great.
His eyes, they tell you everything.
Everything. This next thing pisses me off. Why is Starscream taking so long to investigate this issue? It's not that hard. Follow the damn cord. Why are you staring at the cord?
No, that pissed me off too. I was like, what is he doing? Why is he just standing there?
Ah.
Like, what's the point?
One of my other favorite quotes, or Optimus fades to gunmetal gray. I don't know what about that makes, like, it's such a good line, and I don't know why.
Oh, it really is. It's like, because it kind of rhymes and also is sick as hell. It's like gunmetal gray. It's like saying, yes, Optimus was a weapon and was good at it. And then that's like, he died. And he's still a weapon because he never really got to live.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I fully just pulled that out of my ass.
I mean, that's fair. I always just assumed that it's
Sometimes
like that's what that's what like the body does when it's decomposing. It just becomes gray. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. No, I know what you're saying. You're right.
And all of our problems are fixed because Ratchet has a rewind button. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
We can disconnect Bumblebee.
I love it.
We love a rewind button.
Like, RC, you better disconnect and get the hell back here.
Disconnect him, get out. Everything starts crumbling around them, and Megatron realizes he's been tricked. And he's yelling at Bumblebee to take him with, and he goes through the cortical psychic patch.
That's
And we'll talk about what that means in a minute.
that's terrifying.
It is. Bumblebee finally wakes up, and Starscream finally decides to investigate the vent. God damn it.
Only took him like a full 10 minutes.
By the time Starscream decides to actually investigate the vent, the ground bridge has already shown up and Bumblebee's already out of there. But before RC gets out, she shoots the tube attached to Megatron's chest before bumping in.
Ensuring that Megatron is dead and cannot follow them.
Exactly. And Starscream is super happy about this, but he can't show it. So he's like, oh, it was inevitable. There's nothing we could have done.
Soundwave is not happy about that.
No, Soundwave is not having this. He points out that Megatron would not want to be killed by an Autobot, and Starscream has to concede. So Knockout reattaches the tube, and suddenly everything's fine, and he's actually stable again, because that's how medical stuff works.
100%. All you gotta do is attach a life support tube and, they're fine. Nothing matters anymore.
Exactly. Back at base, Optimus has recovered, and he is getting all the applause because he's alive. But he immediately redirects the applause to Ratchet and Bumblebee. And Bumblebee looks so embarrassed. Like, guys, it wasn't a big deal. Yes, it was. Be proud of yourself, damn it. Come on.
And he takes his bows. That's awesome. I love that.
He takes his bows.
As a theater nerd, that special place in my heart for someone bowing.
He's a little theater nerd. And back on the Nemesis, Knockout points out that Megatron is now physically stable, but no one's home. And we find out that this is because Megatron is inside Bumblebee's brain. And it's a cliffhanger.
That's terrifying. Yeah.
We will find out what happens in the next episode.
That's so scary. It's like, he's just chilling in B's head.
Just chilling. So, final questions, comments, concerns, anything?
B is thick as hell. RC is kind of a nervous wreck sometimes. And it's just doomed yowie, I think, at this point.
I mean, yeah. All right. Well, if that's all, then I guess we'll leave it there. Thank you for joining us on the Maccadam's Comlink. We are on Spotify, we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, we are on TikTok. Go look at those things. We are all under the Maccadam's Comlink. I mentioned a podcast in this episode called More Than Meets the Pod. You should also look at that. They're also on Spotify. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!
Bye.